Hey everybody, thank you so much for stopping by. Today we are going to be exploring something that is extremely common in the world of studying abroad. And this is the case where students get admissions and maybe they get like 50% tuition off, or maybe they get like a partial funding, and then getting those, they still have a ton of money that they have to come up with in order to pay, for example, their accommodation, living abroad, their flight fee, and they're looking at all of it like, this is too much. Yes, you have given me some kind of funding, but this funding is not enough. Or whatever funding that you have given, you have provided, I still need to provide a lot more on my end. And because I do not have it, I cannot afford what is required on my end, then I am going to defer my admission. So you see that students defer their admissions first time, and then the next semester they have still not come up with enough money, they defer the next admission, and then they keep deferring to a point where it's like, if you cannot raise the money to actually start your program, then at some point you give up, right? So today we are going to talk about scholarships. That these scholarships are structured in a way where you either get into the program and then through them you are able to apply to any university in the world, or these scholarships, they have several partner universities where you can study in any part of the world. Or these scholarships, they give you the money, and if you have had your admissions already and you do not have enough funding, you can now take this money and then go now to, let's say they give you 50% tuition waiver, and then this particular organization gives you maybe, let's say, $20,000. So you take this $20,000 together with maybe the partial funding that they have given you, maybe tuition fee, and then you add it together, and then you're able to actually sponsor all your projects and sponsor all your studies. So if you are a student, you have gotten admissions and you do not have enough funding, if you are thinking that you would like to just apply for admissions because you maybe you don't like applying for scholarships first, maybe you do not qualify for that, this is actually the video for you. If this sounds like something that is interesting to you, please, if you're new here, do well to subscribe. And if you are someone who has been watching this channel, thank you so much for coming back. Drop a comment in the comment section. Where are you watching this from? I want to know. And also, please remember, I'm actually going to create another sheet in my 2023 scholarships database where I'll be putting these scholarships that well, after having admission, you don't have enough funding, you can apply, you can use this money to like pay for your tuition, pay for your studies abroad. I'm going to create another sheet in the database where I'll put these scholarships there. So if you want access to the official links to all of the scholarships, there is a link in the description box. Click on it, sign up, and it's going to send your information to me, and I'm going to grant you access to the database. Okay, so if this sounds like something that you're interested in, you're curious at learning, grab a pen and a paper. Let's get right to it. The first scholarship that we are going to look at is the Ashinaga Africa Initiative Scholarship. This is a scholarship that is for bachelor students from all parts of Africa. And in this particular scholarship, what happens is that students get into a program. First, they call it like a leadership program. So these students get into the program, and then they like have this kind of leadership training, prepare them for studying abroad. And then these students now get to pick and choose whatever universities around the world they want to apply to. The people at Ashinaga, they help you process your application, process your admissions into whatever university you've chosen around the world, and then you can go ahead and finish through and study in any part. Then you are now sponsored. They give you like scholarships to do it. This is a very unique scholarship in their approach because you get into this program, they train you all for a bit, and then you'll apply to universities around the world, and then you can now go to it. You'll find Ashinaga Africa Initiative scholars in all parts of the world, from the UK to the US to Japan to Germany. You will find them there. The next one that we are going to talk about is actually the Wells Mountain Fellowship. So the Wells Mountain Initiative is a scholarship for African students, and what happens, almost similar to that of Ashinaga Initiative. The difference between it and Ashinaga is that Ashinaga is actually for kids that have lost one or both of their parents. So it's a scholarship for orphans. But Wells Mountain Initiative, that is not it. It is actually just a scholarship for students that want to have like funding to be able to study in any part of the world. And then you go through the process, and then they now take you in, train you for a bit, and then you now fill up like different applications, and that prepares you to study in any part of the world. Okay, now we are going to move on to scholarships that they have partner universities in different parts of the world, which means that if you apply for these scholarships and you go through their partner, you can study in Japan, Germany, Australia, wherever you can study in this parts of the world. So the first one we are going to look at is actually the World Bank. This is the Joint Japan World Bank Scholarship Program, and you can see here deadline is March to May 2023. So if you're applying, you still have time to do your applications. And here you see the universities that are partner universities in this particular program: Australia, and then you have Colombia, you have somewhere in Europe, and then you have the US, and then you have another place in Europe, then you have Japan, and then you have the UK. So these are the partner universities to the scholarships, and these partner universities are located anywhere in the world. So you can definitely apply to the scholarship. If let's say you pick a university, and then you can now say, okay, let me check, does the World Bank scholarship apply? Can I use the World Bank scholarship to study in this university? And then you can now do it, like reverse it, get the admission, and then you now apply for the scholarship. Okay, the next one that we are going to look at, it is also not World Bank, but it is the Asian Development Bank. And this particular scholarship, just same structure as the World Bank scholarship. What they do is that they will take you all, they have partner universities in all parts of the world. The main thing is that you need to be studying something like science and tech, economics and business, development studies, law and public policy. And they take students from all parts of the world, and they have different partner universities throughout Asia. So you can choose whatever university that, or maybe you've had admission in whatever university, and then you're like, okay, I need money for it. And like, okay, how do I get money for it? You can say, okay, fine, let me apply to the Asian Development Bank scholarship. So now that is how you can get your studies funded. And then the next one that we are going to look at, here we are beginning to look at the scholarships that you've already had your admission. So many of you have sent me information telling me that you've had your admission already into various universities, and they've given you a partial funding, and you do not have, like, they've given you 50% off, but you still need some more. So these ones are specific, targeted to, we give you money, you take this money, and then you go apply for whatever. If you've applied for whatever university, we give you this money, you now present it to them as, okay, this is my tuition. Okay, this is my insurance. Okay, now I'm paying for my flight. They just give you the money. Okay, so now let's look at the first one. This is actually the Aga Khan Foundation, and I've done a lot of research about the Aga Khan Foundation over the years, and one of the things that I've always asked, like, okay, it is actually 50% loan, then 50% scholarship, and then you have like a 5-year period to pay it back when you're done with your studies. I think that is the structure of it. But they have like specific countries that they've already set up this system where students, they now give you this money, you take this money, part of it is your scholarship, part of it is actually a loan that you have to pay back, and then you now go and you study in whatever part of the world that you have gotten your admission to. So if you've gotten admission and you're looking for extra money, please do well to consider the Aga Khan Foundation scholarship, because that is how you can just present some money to pay for your tuition or whatever thing. Okay, now let's go to the next one, and this is the Rotary Foundation Scholarship. Extremely famous. Everybody knows about the Rotary Foundation Scholarship. And the great thing about the Rotary Foundation Scholarship is that you can get to study wherever it is that you want to study. If you've had your admissions wherever it is that you want to study, all you need to do now is look for a local Rotary club in your country. Look for a local Rotary club, inform them about your desire to study or maybe your admissions that you have gotten, and then they will now take you through their own procedure. Of course, they take you through their own process, and then they are going to see how they are going to give you this particular scholarship. So it is really global. You can get to study wherever it is, and they really do not pick and choose where you study. So if you have your admissions, go to the Rotary Foundation. You can get some money, okay? And then the next one that we are going to talk about is a scholarship for women in business. So this is called the Women in Business Scholarship by Zonta International. And it's an interesting scholarship because yes, you can pick and choose wherever it is that you want to study, and then you have to apply to the scholarship. Then they are going to give you some money, right? Some money to like go pay for whatever it is that you have to pay for, that you do not have the money. So the thing with this scholarship is that you just like the Rotary, where you have to look for like a local excuse me, you have to look for a local Rotary Foundation club and apply through them. It's the same thing with this Zonta International. So it seems like it's like a club kind of a thing where you have to join, you have to become part of it, and then now through that you apply through their local Zonta International head offices or clubs or districts. You have to go through that, and when you go through that, then you can, the money that they give you, you can now take it and study business wherever it is that you have gotten your admissions. Okay, so if you have had admissions, you want more money, please do have to consider Zonta International. Now let's get to the next scholarship, and this is an interesting scholarship because this is actually for women, and this is women in STEM, and most of it is like female researchers sponsored by the Schlumberger Foundation. I have some history with the Schlumberger Foundation that I'm not going to tell you all about. But the Schlumberger Foundation is actually providing this scholarship. When you look on the screen, you're going to see the date, 1st November 2022. It's okay. I took from the website, but it's an annual thing, so it's going to come back up. So even if it's not open currently, it's going to come back up. So this is a scholarship that they are trying to promote women in STEM related studies. So if you're studying something related to STEM, I know we all complain about how much money STEM people receive. I complain about it also. So many others complain about it. But it is what it is. We live in a STEM world. So the Schlumberger Foundation actually gives these scholarships to women who are interested in studying something STEM related, and they now get to do their PhD in different parts of the world. So if you've had admissions and you're looking for, where do I get money? Consider the Schlumberger Foundation. They have money, and they are going to give you that money to study wherever it is that you want to study. And then the next one, the next scholarship that they give you money, and then you can now use it to pay for whatever it is that you want to pay for, is actually the Global Sustainable Electricity Partnership Scholarship. It has the word electricity, but it doesn't mean that that is the only thing that you have to study. So this is a scholarship that they call it the Education for Sustainable Energy Development, and they have like different scholarship. They have this scholarship helps students to study in different parts of the world. So these scholarships actually differ. As you can see, it says up to $10,000 per year for students to go study. So wherever it is that you've had your admissions, you can now go there, prepare all the required documents, create an account and access the online form, fill in the form, and then you submit your application. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, all of these scholarships, I'm going to create a separate tab in the 2023 scholarships database, and I'm going to put it there, and I'm probably going to title it Admissions Without Funding Scholarships. Okay, so please, if you want access to this database, if you want access to all of the scholarships, this database is weekly updated, so please get access to this database so that you can check for brand new scholarships every week. And do well to like sign up so you can focus, apply, you come back, you pick a scholarship, you go apply, you come back, you pick a scholarship, you apply, and you don't get lost, because this scholarship studying abroad application process, it can really be overwhelming. So there is a link in the description box. Sign up, I'm going to grant you access to it, and then you can go smooth sailing applying for your scholarships. I'm going to see you all in the next one. Cheers.